Hi, I'm Apurva Sheth and today I'm going to talk about Saudi Aramco. Now, Saudi Aramco is coming up with its initial public offering. Now, it is one of the largest oil producing company in the world. It produces about 10% of the global oil production. Now, apart from being a largest producer, it is one of the most profitable companies in the world. Last year, its net profit stood at $111 billion. This year, in the first 9 months of 2019, its profit stood at $68 billion. Now, the company is coming up with its initial public offering and the IPO will close on November 28th. Now, the company was initially expecting a valuation of $2 trillion. However, it is marked down to $1.7 trillion. Now, it will be listed on the Riyadh Stock Exchange. It is open initially only to the domestic investors which are in Saudi Arabia, and later on it will be listed on the US markets. It is expected that the company could seek a valuation of about 1.3 to 1.5 trillion dollars. Now, even at that valuation, the company would be the biggest in terms of market capitalization across the world. The Apple, which is the largest company as of now, is marked at $1 trillion. So Saudi Aramco will be way ahead of it. Now, a company of this scale and magnitude, when it comes out with an IPO, it is bound to have some repercussions on the markets, and not just the Saudi markets. It will have repercussions on global markets. Now, many times we have seen that companies which come out with IPO and such large IPOs, whenever they hit the markets, markets drop or see a correction. Now, I will take you through a couple of examples in Indian markets. So here you can see the chart on your screen right now. We'll begin with ONGC. Now, ONGC came out with an IPO of about rupees 10,000 crores in March 2004. Immediately after that, we saw the markets correcting about 26%. After that, there was Jet Airways, which came out with a smaller ticket size of 1940 crores, but nevertheless, the markets dropped about 13%. After that, we had seen Reliance Petroleum, which came out with an IPO of 2700 crores, and that was right at the peak in May 2006. The markets dropped by about 30% in a very short time. Then there was Kane, when markets dropped about 15%. However, the biggest IPO of all times and which saw markets correcting drastically was Reliance Power, which came out with an IPO in January 2008, right at the peak of the bull market. So immediately after the IPO, we witnessed a sharp correction and markets dropped about 60% from the top to bottom. The markets eventually recovered and we hit the same highs in November 2010. And even then, there was another IPO which was large enough, that was Coal India. Now, Coal India came with an IPO of 15,000 crores. Now, right at the peak, it came out with an IPO and markets dropped by about 28% in the next 11 to 12 months. Similarly, we have seen IPO come in December 2012, which was of Bharti Infratel, and markets corrected by 10%. We also saw a follow-on public offer of NTPC in 2013, which led to a market correction once again. And later in 2016, September 2016, we saw IPO of ICICI Prudential, which led to a correction of about 12% in the markets. After that, the markets rallied one way in 2017, and there were many IPOs, many big ticket IPOs like General Insurance Company, New India Assurance, ICICI Securities, and so on, but markets didn't correct. So we have seen that there are cases when large IPOs have led to market corrections. Now, could this happen with Saudi Aramco as well? Could Saudi Aramco lead to a correction in global market? So as I've told you, Saudi Aramco will be one of the world's largest IPO, and it will also be listing on the US exchanges in early 2020. So what could be the implications on the markets? Will it lead to a correction, as it will suck out liquidity from the markets? So will it lead to a major drop? To answer all these questions and throw some more light on the Saudi Aramco IPO, I will invite Vijay to guide you all. So in his video newsletter tomorrow, Vijay will throw some more light on this topic. Stay tuned until then and happy trading. Thank you.